Hello, hello. You see, I am not in the office, yeah. I am doing this from my home. Oh, my body is there, so should I shift myself? Yes, shift it this way. And you can see the little ones sitting behind me, the pillar behind me. Now it's only 4:52. Go and grab your water, grab whatever you want to grab. Because when I open the room to do sharing, you might be so engaged in your own inner dialogue and you will miss drinking water for 1 hour. So sipping water is good. Don't down it like, you know, 1 cup after 1 cup because you will keep going to the toilet when the water doesn't flow properly. Okay, so I also will go and take my water. Mm. I just typing out the keywords. Anybody notice what is my title today? Welcome, Alex. Welcome, Ying. Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the room for Children of the Universe. I'm Peggy Ang, an inner dialogue coach focused on awakening your worth. I help you to trust your voice. Yes, the little voice that you don't think is important. Okay, let's go and grab my cup of water while you grab yours. Should I have a soda? I'm not a soda person, but once in a while, you will want to do so. Hello, good evening. Welcome to my page for the children of the universe. Today is Monday. Actually, for those who are awakening, it doesn't matter what day it is. You know, if you are awakening your worth and you are having inner dialogue with yourself and you find clarity, it doesn't matter whether it's Monday, Tuesday, weekday, or weekend. It is always a beautiful day, even when it comes with some kind of issue or some kind of unsettled things that you are still finding solutions. It is still a good day because you know after you jump that hurdle of the uncertainty, you become so much more yourself and you are so stable that even, well, I will say, even the storm doesn't touch you. They will just avoid you because they know you will find solution somehow and it is only going to be better if they come after you. Yeah, the storm, the people who disturb you, the people that, well, I wouldn't say don't like you. I would say they envy you. I would say that they are no, will I say jealous? No, I don't think people who is awakened will have that kind of jealousy unless they themselves are jealous. Even like me, I am jealous to a certain point, but I'm jealous because I know that I have certain thing that I have not awakened. And that's why the jealousy appears. So most of the time I will do my inner dialogue. With my inner dialogue, I always find the answer. Will it be comfortable? Well, sometimes it is. Sometimes I laugh at my own. Uh, sometimes I laugh at my own process. Sometimes ask myself. I ask myself, okay, you already know, but what makes you decide to do what you do? Now, remember last week, if you are in my room, hello, Mr. Sim, hello, those who are back, those who have been in the page for so long, for being here for yourself, please help to share my life because whatever you share out there is going to help somebody and you don't know who. But since it's already helping you by being yourself in your awakening stage, in your awareness stage, by helping others become something that you enjoy doing. That's what I do. It is my passion to coach because I enjoy seeing people awaken, seeing people be more worthy than who they are. I no longer go and tell them, oh, you're very good, you are very worthy, you should do this and you should do that. But sometimes I might still sound that way. Well, I'm only human, yeah. So this is the most beautiful part about awakening. And when you have that inner dialogues, it gives you an extra leverage over what you want to do. It's not 5 o'clock yet, so let's take a sip of water, settle yourself down. For those who are getting ready to go home, please go home, okay? I choose this moment. I know if you need me, you just switch on and you can find me. But 5 o'clock seems to be a good time because the room are normally full. But today I got a special treat. The room is full, then I come back. I can't have it at home when my mom is around because she's switching on the TV and then she cannot hear me and then she become very loud and then the whole place become very noisy. And I like to work at this place at my home. So when she's not around, then I can do this at home. If she's not if she is around, then I leave the space for her and I go to the co-working space and I book another place to do. I book the podcast room to do my live session. And before I go any further, now it's 5 o'clock. Thank you again, children of the universe. Welcome to a space that we all share in awakening your worth using inner dialogue. I help you to trust your own voice because that is the most successful tools at the moment as you are awakening, because later on as you process further, you progress further, there are more things for you to do which you already know. It will be shown, it will be transparent when you have your inner dialogue. So the inner dialogue is your key towards awakening your worth, right? So the journey of death, birth comes with death. And a lot of people are afraid of death because we hear story. We hear story, we see movie showing death is so painful. Even, it always gives you that kind of feeling that you are leaving something behind. And that's what make people very worried and dislike dying. I remember dying is only when the creator takes you. I'm not saying that, oh, you feel like dying is good, you go and die. No, no such thing. It have to be the nature, it have to be something that is due. That means your times in this planet, on this planet Earth is due, then only you die. So before that, Since you know with birth comes death, enjoy the process of growing yourself. Enjoy the discovery of knowing who you are. Now, in my wait, let me just get my key point, because 1 hour you don't have keywords is really very random. So I have to align everything. Okay. In my awakening your worth, I passed through a lot of tests, and also, will you call it failure? I used to think it is failure, but only with those processes that I've used and no longer feel is needed now, then only I know what is the best tool to use. And that took me more than 3 years or 4 years. And the most important thing is I found the tool to be simple, free, and accessible, the inner dialogue. And ever since I introduced the inner dialogue, I myself went through a lot of transformation. I will talk about the process of transformation later on my life. But let's start with something which is very seated with me for a long time. The journey between death, life and death, birth and death is becoming someone, right? It's not becoming someone that you know. It is all about coming home to the someone that is you. Let me just rephrase this. The journey between life and death is not about becoming someone. Right? The someone normally is not you. It is about remembering who we were before the world starts to measure you. So it's becoming yourself. So between birth and death, it is all about learning how to become you. So today's topic is about the measurement, your worthiness. You know, when you were born, you already have a set of measurement that is preset. You already have a measurement that have been preset to greet your arrival. You know, parents, grandparents, uh, you know, your friends, your siblings, or everybody around you will only ask, is this your first child? Is it boy or girl? Maybe this one is lesser now, but it still happen, right? They already measure you when you are already in your mom's, you know, your mom is pregnant with you, you already been measured based on the thing that people are saying. So if you say, if your mom said, your dad, your parents say it's boy, then everything you see is turning to blue. Everything they buy is blue. Okay. And then if somebody buy pink, they say, oh, why pink? It's a boy. Why you buy pink color? Does it really matter? Whether pink, blue, or red, or whatever, all gender can use, as long as they clothe the baby well. So from now on, don't do that kind of judgment. Just ask the mother or the parent, oh, wishing you a healthy baby. The gender is important to certain families, but I am thankful that now it's not that important whether it's girl or it's a boy, because there was a time where girls are being thrown out from the home or being aborted because they only want boys, and now they only want girls. I don't know what changed. Okay, but I'm glad I have a girl. But if I have a boy, I also be very happy as long as they are healthy. So This is something that we need to learn. Every time you see a mother or a, you know, a parent who is going to have a kid, just wish them. Don't ask. It's a boy, it's a girl. Oh, that kind of hoo hoo ha ha things. You just wish them well. So the baby also will feel it. Yeah, they used to tell me, oh, baby don't know what is happening, one. They don't care. But if you are somebody who is wise and you read a lot and you know a lot of things, you just need to Google search. The baby, once they have, I mean, the fetus, once they have life, they already understood. And that is why the dilemma of NLP being a tool to help people remove their past experiences like hate, sadness, guilt, fear, and also hate, anger is being used to remove. You have to learn this kind of emotion somehow. You don't just, it's like when you got a new phone, then treat the new phone as your baby. Then you need to learn the phone. You must know how to insert the SIM card. Now we don't have SIM card, but still got SIM card, like eSIM. And you must know how it function, how you switch it on, how you switch it off, how you load all the information, how you remove from the old phone to the new phone, and then how you operate and what's the battery, so forth. Yeah, the baby is just like a new phone. A newborn baby characteristic is like a new phone. The new phone is, you think comes with come empty? No, they came with a lot of chips and information, data, and also loading, which is actually empty but waiting to absorb. And then you load in the past experiences, which is your past data lah, your phone lah, your photos lah, your information, your files lah, and then you add on new gadgets, then you add on Wi-Fi is the external thing that is the internal thing that connects with the external world. So your new phone is also like your new baby. You start to load in everything from the past by your experiences of life, while they already have the past in them. And then you connect them using Wi-Fi by spreading, say, oh, this is my son, this is my daughter, this is my kid, this is what, the parents is how, my parents is how, this is the set of rules that you put into a baby even before they are born. That's why when I was having my Tai Jiao, in English, what do you call Tai Jiao? Let me just Google search a bit. I don't have Chinese in this computer. Tai Jiao means that even the time that you conceive the baby or prior to conceiving the baby, you already prepared yourself to have this baby, okay? You already preset your mind, you preset your food, you preset everything around you so that when you have this baby, the baby will be a healthy baby. That is the physical part of having a baby. I do that too. I make sure that when I want to conceive my daughter, even being a single mom, I make sure that everything is in order, including the financial part until she can go to school. Well, I think very short term, until she can go to school. Well, that was what I decided to do when I wanted to have my kid. And then I do a daily, almost, I think during that time, I already started to have inner dialogue. Because everything I do, I discuss with the fetus or the little one inside me. I tell then I don't know whether it's boy or girl, but at that time I really wanted a boy. Being Chinese, I am guilty as charged. But the thing is, during that time, I already started talking to my baby. Okay, the fetus, the little life that is in me. I already uh, make conversation using inner dialogue. So now only I notice it's called inner dialogue. Okay, before that I was just saying, okay, whatever I am doing, I will explain in details why I do it, what kind of emotion I'm going through, what am I, facing, how I get my solution. So when my daughter was born, she already come with one set of measurement that I gave. Am I guilty? In a way, I feel I'm guilty because then I don't know, but it is something that I cannot avoid doing, I will say, because being in being in being a mother from the past that have been cultivated through this nature, I already done one change. That is having inner dialogue with my little baby inside me, or little fetus inside me, or little life inside me. That is the only thing I can change. The past, like wanting to have a boy or have a girl, is still something that I need to learn to accept and change. Even though I tell you it doesn't matter, but my past experiences of life tell me that it mattered. Yeah, hypocrisy is. That's why I need to go through everything that I do now with more intelligence, more wisdom, and also have more inner dialogue with myself, questioning myself why I do this, why I do that, how can I better it myself, what am I feeling at the moment. So, how can I bring myself out of this kind of situation? Now, when you are at the birth stage and you already have so much, so think about your life. Okay, let's just sit for a moment, think about your life, think about the earliest childhood that you can have, and what actually impact you. Waiting for you. My earliest childhood is, I no longer have a childhood after the sexual abuse at the age of 8. Do I regret that? I have no authority to really regret or not, because it was something that happened due to many things. Maybe it's my karma, maybe I don't know. But if you are a victim of sexual abuse now, there are many things you can do. You can go to the authority, you can seek help. Don't just watch at the movie, say, oh, okay, I cannot do this. If I do this, I will get bashed up by whoever. Or sometimes when you watch movie, you have child that have been raped by their stepfather, but there are also child that is truly loved by their stepfather. So there is no right or wrong. If you think that you are a victim and you can prove that you are a victim, it's time to go to the authority. And those adults who are the evil part of this, please beware. You won't die so soon. Yeah. You will face the consequences, because nothing in this world can go unpunished. Not by us, but by the Creator. So I'm not going to talk about religion, but I believe the law of attraction will somehow punish them to a certain level that they are due to. Then you will ask me, wow, what kind of judgment you are using? Well, I'm using a benchmark that is universally known, that you and me as children of the universe also know that none of our bodily rights should be imposed by people without asking for permission. That is the universal law that I stick on. Whether you call it rape or abuse or whatever, when you are not given the permission to do things like that, you already crossed the border. So be it in the circumstances where you are working and you have subordinate or whoever there is there who is more superior than you using power to make you a victim, then you have to start acting. Yeah, uh, you can ask for a lot of help from a lot of people, especially with the social media now. Some of the story is just fabricated, but be careful when you post them. For me, I don't have that kind of support during my time. Imagine 52 years ago, I was never taught. So tell your kids or tell the young one to be careful about their thoughts and keep having inner dialogue with themselves, because I foresee in future, if you are one who is very clear about your intention and you know how to use the three level of inner dialogue, you will be able to avoid things like that. People will avoid you not because you avoid them, it's because people will avoid you as you are not vibrating at the same frequency. So I was talking about the part, your measurement as a baby when you are born is preset by your past experiences of life, and also the parents and also the society. So you have no control over this. Then you come to a stage where you need to be a baby. Yeah. You know, when you are a baby, you are always protected by people who love you, or you are abused by people who love you, because love comes in many forms. So let's just put it as people that loves you when you are a kid. They want to protect you, they want to guide you, they want to correct you so that you become the idol kid that is accepted by the society. And again, they put you into a measurement and they judge you based on that. So if you are crying and crying and crying, they say you're not a good child. Or you are demanding something, they say that you are stubborn, you're naughty. But I do have to be fair. Some of the parents are really good. They start to explain. I used to have this habit of explaining to my daughter, because I told her every mistake that she makes, like forgot to do something, or yeah, I give her three chances. On the third chance, she will be punished. And not only that, after a punishment, she must tell me why I punish her. So this will seep into her conscious mind as something that she learns from me. Of course, being a mother, I follow the norm. She cannot cross the road without looking left and right. It's for safety. It's one kind of measurement, but it's for safety measurement. You don't run up the staircase and dash down the staircase. Is another measurements that is for safety reason. So this kind of measurement is good. But the kind of measurement is that if the lady is not pretty, you tell her doctor, oh, this is my boss, you just need to say she's pretty. No matter how ugly you think she is, you say she's pretty. That is the kind of measurement that I'm talking about, that you push the child into a lying situation, and then sooner or later they learn how to lie, and they think that lying is part of the culture, right? In my daughter growing up stage, I also learned a lot from her because I gave her a lot of freedom to think. But now that I look back, I also preset her to a certain level. That's why the inner dialogue helps me to understand now the way of teaching my kid, which is right, which is wrong, helps me a lot when I am coaching people. I have to be the person that went through, only I will know much more. So welcome, children of the universe. Welcome to the page that is for everyone. I am Peggy Ang, inner dialogue coach focused on awakening your word. I help you to trust your own voice. Now, I was going through the measurement, how we measure, how we measure. And the child that was taught to lie are measuring things based on the needs to be accepted. And they forgot that they themselves have a certain quality that is beautiful. Instead of lying, they could have done something else. So when you educate your child, if you really need to say, oh, she's ugly, but then I must just get my kid to say she's beautiful, then you should go into a coaching practice with your child and say, mommy or daddy feel that you have to give compliment to the lady, but instead of lying, what do you think you can say instead? Now, when you do things like that, you are encouraging the child to be truthful and yet polite. And this is what most family or parents or society is lacking of. They treat punishment as a benchmark to make people complete, to make people following the rules, to make people uh, or to control people. Yeah, that's just simple, right? So when you look at the purpose of your inner dialogue, it becomes so much clearer. It's like the case that I just mentioned just now. Then the kid will not be hiding behind the mask next time. Well, he said, otherwise he said, okay, it's fine because my mom, my parents, or whoever tell me it's okay to lie as long as to make somebody else happy. But the scar have been crafted in their unconscious, and their authentic self start moving into the shadow. That's why in LLP, we were told that 5 years old is where the first memory will take form. Be careful when you have a kid or you are having a kid. If the kid already past 5 years old, then you have to go to the next level of understanding them about who they are, letting them measure how they measure themselves. Don't measure them by the standard that is preset as we are measured. When I first tell people I'm a single mother, I have a lot of, you know, this kind of look, that kind of look, that kind of thing that makes you so incomplete, especially during that time when I am not complete. Yeah. So sometimes people who loves us hurt us most, not because it was done intentionally, it was done out of practices that they have been cultivated throughout the years. So for them, it's the right thing. They don't know how to walk out of the shadow, and they might want to. So when you are doing method by recognizing that you should not be in the measurement of other people in the awakening journey. You can share my life. You can share the way I share my thoughts and also how I use inner dialogue. The three levels of inner dialogues that I practice spontaneously. Okay. I need to not say need. It is something that is very damaging if you are still in the measurement of others people uh, perception, right? So what is your thoughts about the baby and the child that I mentioned? For some of you, you just came in, so it's okay. For those who have not, those who are still in the room, I would invite you to comment so that I also know your thoughts and what you're thinking. But at the moment, the energy in the room is pretty stable because you're thinking for yourself and you're also thinking what past experiences of your life that you're still stuck with, that you are doing your best. You see, I'm doing my best not to use TRY. You're stuck with, and now you want to open that lock. I did for my childhood, and that is the most beautiful thing that I have, but it is also the most painful experience that I have. But after that, the past belongs to the past. The moment is now. The moment is now to understand yourself after the pain. Some of you might not willing to start doing that. It's okay. When the time is right and you are ready, you know you will visit the room that you wanted to find your worth. Now you just sit in and listen to your inner dialogue while I share the rest of the not transformation, the measurement I talk about from birth to death. What are you measuring? What are you using to measure your worth? So I mentioned about the baby time, birth, before birth, and then the kiddo time, where you go to school and where you already start to learn how to walk, where you already have a certain preset kind of idea in your mind. Now, the third part is, do you know where I'm going for my third part? The adulthood. No, not yet. The childhood, then the schooling days. I have to write down my keywords because I have too much dialogue going on. I might jump ship. Uh, and then, yeah, I got that. Okay. During your school time, okay, come, join in. Let's see what kind of measurement you use in your journey of awakening. In your school day, you go to school and then you are divided into class, and they always say A class is better than B class and B class is better than C class. Actually, every class is the same except that your learning pattern is different because some might not like to study. That's why their result academic wise is not good and they landed themselves in the B class or C class. Some of them like other kind of things. There are many reasons why the separations of ABC should not be deemed as the elite of schooling. That's where children got to be where they should be. Children that just go to school to learn. A lot of children are having pressure because they might not have the talent to learn. I am not one that learned that well. Okay, that's why I understand. They might not have that talent to learn, but the society or their parentage or their environment or their peers box them into a measurement called if you don't score 100, then you are not a good student, or in other words, you are. I don't like this word, but I guess it's a very common word that most people use, stupid. Well, I want you to know stupidity doesn't come because you don't act. If you call people stupid, you yourself who said it, you are also stupid because they are your mirror. You know, when bullies go into bullying other people, it's because of their fear. It's not they are greater than anybody else. It's just that they are fearful that the other person is better than them, so they act first. This is the response of humanity. So they measure you by the measurement that they already have. That's why I encourage students to study to their best and keep having their left and right brain work together so that they become a better individual. But the schooling system is still a schooling system, and I'm not the Minister of Education. I don't have any portfolio into education except through the lifestyles of people and the life that I have coached. I noticed that a lot of people are being boxed and measured by the external measurement, which is not belongs to them. So when you reach school days time, when you are a student, that's where you form your character. But a lot of people do not allow them to grow. If your parents are one who allow you to grow and think, and even if you fail in class, they will still encourage you, well, I tell you, they really believe you are going to be somebody someday. So be that somebody someday based on your own measurement, but still have certain protocols about how you want it to be. Yes, you don't measure yourself against other people measurement tape anymore, but you still need to measure it against your own capability. You don't just say, oh, I want to score A because somebody did. That is already measurement against other people. Or you will say, I want to score A because I know I can, but didn't do anything about it. That's your own measurement that goes haywire. You can be study lesser but your absorbent rates is high, then you have confidence, then only you can say this because it is authentically your right. But don't forget, other people will treat you as boastful, which is very normal. You just need to prove to yourself that you are who you think you are and you deliver up to your own standard. I think that is the best present that you can give yourself during school day, and that is where your talent will be born. Okay, please do me a favor, think about your journey when I'm sharing, and also please share to people, share it in your network. I totally appreciate that. If you don't understand what I'm saying here, you can just drop a comment and I will do my best to address it accordingly. Because in awakening your worth using inner dialogue, it is a topic that needs a lot of concentration and participation from your part. I can tell you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can give you all the SOP. But you will just write it down and then tomorrow you forgot. Huh? Why am I here? What am I all about? Who am I following? Am I following Peggy because I just feel that it's good? No. You are here for yourself and you need to think that you are here for yourself and you need to think that you are here to be a better you because you are going home to yourself. You are going home to the person that you truly are. Not because you're forced to, it's because you want to. Okay, so these are some very important points about measuring yourself against the external world and what is needed. Now, during your schooling day is very important, so pay attention to it because now you should be still be able to remember what your school days are like, why you react, why you don't react, what is happening, and how you it turns you into your adulthood now. In your adulthood, in your adulthood, there are many things that comes back and haunt you. And many people will say, oh, I should have done that. Why I did not? Or I should. So many I should, I could, and I must. But how many of you really understand that if you have your inner dialogue during the decision making process, you only have answer when you say, if I only should, if I only can. And then your path between birth and death is all about growth. It's all about being the authentic self that you wanted to be. Some of you might ask me, oh, I already in adulthood. So how? There's no so how one. Because maybe now is the right time for you to recognize that you are a person who wants transformation, not because you wanted to be somebody new. It's because you know that by transforming, you are going back to yourself, which is authentically you, and then you can shine and produce better result. As of then, because of the clarity, you do not have too many things that is hidden in the shadow and letting you putting on the mask. And those two acts are the most tiring act ever. I know. Been there, done that. And I hope that you can see that being yourself is the best value you can give to yourself. Nobody can take it away and it's free. Okay? Let me repeat. Being the authentic self and understanding your inner dialogue is the best gift that you can give to yourself because it's free and it is authentically yourself. And you are able to perform so much better because you don't have say if I have, if I could, what if, that if, no so much if. You just very clear that yes you want, no you don't want, okay, that's it. Are you being cold? No, you are just being you, authentically understanding that every circumstances either give you an opportunity or a challenge. Both ways, it is all about making yourself better than a moment ago. That's what life is all about, right? You want a good life, you want a rich life, you want a healthy life. And then you fall trap into your own measurement tape because you think that other people's life is better than you. Yeah, simple, right? It's so simple, but it is really difficult to do. especially when you're in your adulthood. Well, it is difficult to do, but it is not impossible. So in your adulthood, you might say, oh, too late for this, too late for that. Nothing is too late. Everything happened. They just happen, that's all. You say too late, then you give up. Because you are measuring it based on another person benchmark. If you have based it on your own benchmark during the transformation, you will know that when the time is right, things will happen. But you have to take action. So when you go through the inner dialogue process of the three level, which is awareness, conversation, and alignment, you will understand that you hold the key towards any kind of decisions that you want to make, and you take uh, responsibility on it. That's why responsibility is a word in the dictionary, not because you have to take a responsibility, it's because you respond when you have the able to respond. That's why it's called responsibility. So when you are measuring yourself against another person, what responsibility are you practicing on yourself? I I I, I am pretty sure that most of you will think that transformation is all about having something new. Well, I like to give a good news. Transformation is not about having something new. Transformation is about remembering who you are authentically is. You need to realize your values is something nobody can take away. Your thoughts and emotion can be caused by external factor, but it all falls back on the level 3, which is actions and alignment. As long as you don't allow it to run out of alignment, you learn a lot of things using inner dialogue. That's why I keep harping on the topic of inner dialogue. I practice it. Even when you're watching me doing TikTok live or any kind of live, you know I am having the 3 levels very consistent. That's why sometimes I had to pause a while to think. Because I have to be sure of a lot of regulations, otherwise TikTok will come, okay, you offend. Because certain words are sensitive. But that's why I don't understand why if the words are the only thing I don't understand is if the words are sensitive, why do they have it in the dictionary? This is one question that I always ask. But that is beyond me lah. Huh? Not my circus, not my monkey. So I just don't need to use them. I have many other words to use. So I go into adulthood. So adulthood is where you recreate your being, the human being that you are. But the sad part about it is a lot of people are still hiding in the shadows and the mask because they wanted the comfort that was given to them. Sometimes you ask, like I ask people, oh, why don't you? Don't want so 麻烦. I mean, don't want troublesome. Whatever they give lah. Or it's like me when I read, being a person, I am pretty stable in a sense that a rule is a rule. I will not break a rule even though I wanted to, and that is one part I call measurement. I measure based on legality of the situation. Is it wrong or is it right? Well, legally is right. Mentally or maybe other parts of me say no, 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 this shouldn't be happening. It's like when you say, oh, this is a place that only for who and who, because of their status, then even though it's legally right, I feel that it is discriminating. So when I'm measuring things, I use whatever measurement when it is about the law and the legal rights. The rest come to emotion, friendship, culture. I will always measure within myself and my inner dialogue. I will have this dialogue about, okay, this is right, this is wrong. Okay, wrong, I don't do. I don't need to participate. Right, okay, fine. If I feel like doing it, I'll do it. If I don't feel like doing it, I will just let it go. So there's no pressure to do things like that. And that gave me a lot of space to grow. It's like when I'm posting TikTok live, people say, oh, okay, it's a free topic. You have to go and study, you have to study NLP and study coaching, you study so many things, you take your experiences of life, you have to be involved, you have to go through your own mind-breaking things. Yes, for the past 2 weeks, I am going through detox. That's why you don't see me last week appearing in the morning. Well, I'm human being. I have sleepless night because my inner dialogue is so active. They are processing the past and things that I need to let go. And those things involve emotions. Those things involve uh, pain, joy, friendship, culture, family, and everything comes together because it's getting clearer and clearer. So using inner dialogue is the best tool you can have because no matter where you go, the inner dialogue is with you. And whether you like it or not, it is still talking to you. Okay, I'm not asking you to shout on the road and talk to the inner dialogue as if there's one person standing in front of you, especially when the 7th month is around. Don't do things like that, okay? Just talk to yourself politely, don't shout, be kind, ask good question. The level 1 is about awareness. That means you know already you have a tools inside you that is called inner dialogue, which communicate your thoughts, your emotions, and also your unconscious mind to help you to walk out. Thank you, Elsie. To help you to walk out of the shadow and help you to unmask. Does it mean that you will have no shadow? Ghosts don't have shadow. I'm told lah, I don't know. I haven't seen ghosts. I don't think I have the opportunity to see ghosts because I don't vibrate with the same energy with them. But I appreciate that there are entity out there called souls or maybe beliefs or whatever you call it. With that, I respect. Okay? Sometimes, when you watch movie, they'll give you all sort of nonsense. But those are movie. It gives you part of the thing that could happen, might happen, if you don't do things right. It's part of the way to teach people about punishment. And that's how people judge the life that they have. So in adulthood, remember, you still got a choice. Every time you measure yourself against somebody else in the journey between birth and death, you need to understand your inner dialogue, how they communicate. And once you understand, it just comes like that. Everything you go out is always processed through you already. The 3 level of awareness, conversation, and also alignment is already spontaneously processing as I thought is coming out, you know. So you don't have to do a lot of things. Just be aware of your emotion, your inner dialogue, and then you keep assessing yourself, improve yourself based on your own measurement. And then your adulthood brings you to retirement age. And in your retirement age, I hope those who have or who are attending my inner dialogue, attending my live session, will not end up. I wouldn't use the word will not. Okay, it's a bit cruel to do that. I hope those children of the universe who are in this room, because of your sharing, you will receive a different kind of value in your inner dialogue. Because every time you share, somebody will come back to tell you, okay, this sharing seems to make sense to me. I I will think about it, or they will also ask you questions and which bring you nearer to how you discover your inner dialogue can be a tools that you use for this life. I'm not sure about next life because I'm still living in this life too. So together we stick to ourselves, measure our success based on our ability. In areas that we are not strong, we go and learn. In areas that we are needing help, we ask for help. In areas that we can help, we go out and help. Okay? So in your retirement age, there is another chance for you to relive your childhood. That's why they say retirement is the second generations of childhood. Or they will say, I like this word, they call it synergy. Senior teenager. Yeah, something like that. Synergy. Seenager. Synergy. So when you reach your retirement, those who are in this room, yeah, I hope you are in the adulthood stage. You go through the three level of inner dialogue, practice it, polish yourself, cultivate a transformation of understanding who you truly are, and then activate that kind of talent that you have. Be the best for yourself because nobody in this world can be better than you for you. Nobody can take away that kind of value. Nobody can steal from you, and nobody can disturb you when your inner dialogue remains with you, processing through your unconscious, processing your emotions, processing your thoughts, and you activate them for the betterment of your life. So before I go off, I want, no, I like to use the word one, it's become very domineering. I will request, yes, I think that would be a better thing that uh, for me to say. I will request that you take down this statement and then think about it. And next, when I come on live, you can comment if you like to. There's no forcing that you must do it. I do this based on because I love what I'm doing. I love to see people grow together with me. Okay. This is the sentence that I hold dear to. Transformation is not about being someone new. It is about remembering who you are beneath the noises. I have used this word consistently today. I repeat, transformation is not about being someone new. It is about remembering who you are beneath the noises. I start with measurement, then I end with transformation. Based on these two, journal it down, find out what you have learned about yourself today. Thank you, LZJ, for all the love. Thank you, everyone, for being in this room. I am Peggy Ang, an inner dialogue coach focused on awakening your worth. I help people to trust their own voice. Till I see you again, keep practicing the three level of inner dialogue. Bye.